Good morning, students. I hope you all would have watched the previous video. Can we recall what we studied? We studied about the light, sources of light. Then we classified the source of light as natural and artificial or man-made. Then we studied about luminous object and non-luminous object. Yes. Then what else we studied? Anybody? Can you recall? Then we studied about little bit of introduction about the reflection. We didn't study full about reflection, just basic things about the chapter we have started. And today's class we are going to study about reflection of light, laws of reflection, types of reflection and spherical mirror. This much only. It's a very small unit in today's class. So first we will start with the reflection of light. As we studied yesterday, little bit about reflection. Can you recall the diagram? The same diagram we have studied. Incident ray, reflected ray, normal. Can you recall? This is the incident ray. In the last class, one more thing we studied, ray and beam. So today we will take it as in terms of a ray and we will study. This is an incident ray, and if you take it, this one is the reflecting surface. Can you see a reflecting surface? A ray of light falls on a reflecting surface. Where the light falls at this place, where the incident light falls on the reflecting surface, I have drawn a normal. The angle normal is a perpendicular. For any point, for any surface at a point, you are drawing a perpendicular. The angle between the incident ray and the normal is called the angle of incidence. When the ray falls on, or when the light falls on certain surface, it is bounced back into the same medium. Then it is called as reflected ray. The light which is bounced back by the surface is called as reflected light. Or here I represented with one light, one ray, so it is called a reflected ray. So the angle between reflected ray and the normal is called as the angle of reflection. So we studied from this diagram one thing: reflecting surface, incident ray, normal, reflected ray, angle of incidence, angle of reflection. So generally, what is the meaning of the word? Again, one more thing. You can represent horizontal diagram like this, or you can represent like this the vertical diagram. This is more convenient for you to draw. This a reflecting surface generally represented by a line followed with the shaded one, and the incident ray, reflected ray, normal. You no need to even write it as incident ray. The arrow is more than enough. Any place you have to represent with one arrow. The arrow says which direction the light goes, and reflected ray, here you represent with an arrow. The arrow says which direction light goes. So from the direction of the arrow we can understand. So no need even to write. And there is two more letters we have introduced here. It is called I and R. Can you see here? I is the letter we use to represent angle of incidence, and R is the letter we use to represent angle of reflection. Can you see here? I, R. I is the angle between incident ray and the normal. R is the angle between normal and the reflected ray. So this is about how the light falls on a surface and how it is bounced back. The bouncing back of the light is called as reflection of light on a surface. So where and all reflection takes place? Everywhere reflection takes place. Of course, everywhere reflection takes place, but certain surfaces reflection is more. The bouncing back is more. You throw a ball, you're playing ball, small tennis ball or any rubber ball, throw it on a floor or throw it on a wall, it bounces back well. The same ball, you throw it on a bucket of water or throw it on sand, it will not bounce back well. So it depends on the surface, the reflection bouncing back will take place. So that is only how the reflection takes place. We will study slowly. And here in this diagram, the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Is it applicable everywhere? We will see that. So this diagram is more clear. This much if you draw for reflection, it is more than enough for you. All those diagrams little more with the explanation it was given, for you to draw this much is more than enough. So now the second question, should I have to write top to bottom? Can I write from bottom to top? You can, both the diagrams. This is from the reflecting surfaces at the top, and here the reflecting surfaces at the bottom. Any manner you can represent, whichever is convenient for you. You can represent this, or you can represent like this also, any method. But the idea is incident ray, normal, reflected ray has to be shown properly. The normal should be drawn with a scale with the 90-degree. That is most important. So reflection means it is a phenomenon of the light which falls on the surface bouncing back. Mostly polished surface has a very good reflecting ability. Any polished surface, reflecting side is very good. So with this knowledge, we have to study about what is laws of reflection. The second point for us is laws of reflection. Okay, had we seen this diagram already? Yes, the violet color one is the reflecting surface, the red one is the incident light, the blue one is the reflected light, and the black one, what is the dotted line, is the normal. For any surface, whether it is a polished surface, unpolished surface, or any cloth, any surface you take, for all the surface, they have performed the experiment. The experimental result, what it says is, the angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection. That is the first law of reflection. Any surface you take, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Suppose if I say here angle of incidence is 45, what may be the angle of reflection means this angle will also be the same 45 only. Can you see here? In this one, the angle of incidence is 80, angle of reflection also 80. According to the laws of reflection, I is always equal to R. Now the second one, the mirror surface, instead of drawing it like this, the mirror is shown as a plain mirror. Just in your home, you may have a mirror to see your face every day. Everybody will see that one. Such a mirror, it is kept on the table or on the floor. Now in that, a ray of light is falling. This is the incident ray, and the ray gets reflected. And the black color line here, what I have drawn is the normal. According to the second law, what it is the incident ray, the reflected ray, the normal, and all are meeting at the point. All will meet at a point and they will lie in the same plane. This is the second one. So the two laws of reflection are the incident ray, the reflected ray, the normal as per the diagram. Can you see the diagram? To the mirror at the point of incidence. That is the point where all the three are meeting. All will be in the same plane. Here in this diagram, the mirror is the plane. And the second one is, we have already studied, angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection. So this is about laws of reflection. Now the same thing with another representation it is given. Once again I am saying I is equal to R, equal to. And the second one is the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal all lie in the same plane at the point of incidence. Now, the next one is, we have to study about types of reflection. What are the different types of reflection? Is it everywhere same manner it takes place? Means no. So we classify the reflection into two types. One is called regular reflection, another one is called irregular reflection. So we should know what is regular and what is irregular. Now see in this diagram, can you see here a torch I have used. From the torch, light is falling on the surface, on the reflecting surface. Can you see all these incident light all are parallel rays. Now it falls on the surface and gets bounced back. All are parallel. So incident light is parallel, incident beam. Can you recall? Yesterday we studied beam. And the reflected also parallel. So this type of reflection, that is the reflection what I have shown here, this is called regular reflection. But if you come to the second one here, the incident ray is a parallel one. Yes, all the incident rays are parallel one. But when it falls on the surface, you see the reflected light. Are they in the same manner going? You see here, the reflected light is going in different direction. This type of reflection is called irregular reflection. What is the difference? Both the cases, incident light is parallel one. But reflected light, in the first case, it is parallel. But in the second case, they are not parallel. That reason is the reflecting surface. The reflecting surface depends on the type of surface. It may be a regular reflection or it may be an irregular reflection. Children, your level, this much is enough. Not necessary to be more than this much. Now the next one is, this is another diagram which says more clearly. In the first one, blue is the incident light, red is the reflected light. See, incident light is parallel, reflected also parallel. But in the second one, incident is parallel, the reflected is not parallel. So this is the irregular reflection, this is a regular reflection. Most of the places we come across irregular reflection only in our day-to-day life. So this is a quick revision of laws of reflection. But laws of reflection not necessary. So far we studied as a mirror, not in a plane surface. It will take in a curved surface also. Can you recall this diagram somewhere else in your lower class you have studied? Yes, that only we are going to study. Next one, it is called the types of mirror. There are three types of mirror. One is called a plane mirror. That is the mirror what we are using in our house to see our face or any kind of dress sense and all we want to check. So that is a everyday mirror. Everybody's house this mirror will be there. That is called a plane mirror. And the second mirror is called convex and the third mirror is called concave. So we should know what is a convex mirror, concave mirror. Simplest example for mirror is, at home there is a spoon. You take your spoon. If you have new one, you can see the reflection very clearly. Or you take a kadai, new kadai. Old also okay, new one means reflecting ability is good. So next our topic is spherical mirrors. There are three images. This is like a dish. This is, yeah, somewhere else we have seen now in the door and all some houses it is kept. And this is the mirror what we are using in the vehicle. Have you seen? Have you seen this one near our school? Yes, near the subway when we turn. Can you recall this type of mirror? So when a vehicle is coming long distance, what is coming? That we can't go and check. The mirror gives the image for us. The same thing here. It gives the image over a long distance, large field of view. These two are spherical mirrors. We'll study one by one. And can you see every vehicle? Two-wheeler, three-wheeler, four-wheeler. There is a vehicle. There is a mirror like this. Sometimes you used to comb your hair by seeing this one. This is called a rear view mirror and it always gives a large field of view. It gives a large field and there is some sizes smaller in size. It will not give exact image but to some extent. So what is that? All that only we are going to study. Today at home, you can take a spoon, kadai, any vessel in your house, vehicle is there means in that you see in this type of mirror, all the images you compare. See your face in all these things and you will get some more information. Actually, spherical mirror, there are two types. One is called concave mirror, another one is called a convex mirror. Actually, how they are making a mirror is, it is from one large spherical object. Can you see? There is a ball like that, a sphere. A sphere has a center. From the center, the surface, the point where it is, that distance is called the radius. Either this side, or bottom side, any place you draw, the distance is called as the radius. and this point is called the pole, the center point, the point where it is meeting. I'll come to pole little later also. So in that, a small portion of the sphere is cut. Here it is cut. But you see, one side white, another side yellow. And here it is white, here it is somewhat yellow or brown color. So what is a white is, that is a well polished surface, like our mirror. And the other side, this is the rough surface. But here if I consider, this is a polished surface and this is the rough surface. It's not polished. In your house, if you have a mirror, take it and see. Where you can see your face is a polished surface. The same diagram, it is represented. There are the same thing. Remember, in this, the black is the polished surface, gray is the rough surface, unpolished. So the same thing, little in a different way. When the ray of light, the blue color arrow here, it says as the light. When the light falls on the mirror you see, it is bent in this way. Inside, when the light falls, it will get reflected. It will get bounced back. But if I see this one, this is this side, it is a rough side. This is a rough side. Same manner, if I take here, this side, that is where the light falls, it is the other one, the other way it is arranged. Okay, it is a rough surface. Now, the same mirror arrangement, it is cut into two pieces. Can you see here? That is this and this both are same. Can you see that one? This and this both are same. Inside it is polished. If it is inside polished, it is called as the reflecting side. That mirror is called a concave mirror. Outside it is rough. If I come here, if you take these two are the same one. Outside it is bulged side it is polished, and inside it is a rough surface. This is called a convex mirror. So where it is this convex mirror, concave mirror? Real life. Next time when you're coming to the lab, physics lab, I will give you, this is the mirror. Actually the mirror is this much size only. This much is the size. Small one. There's a bigger size also available. This much it is available. Smaller this also it is available. Okay. So this is another mirror. These are the mirrors. And this is different view of the mirror. Here when you see, it is appearing as if a plane surface. In another angle when I am viewing, can you see it is like a bent one. It's a spherical surface. So this you would have seen in houses and in some malls and all. You would have seen these are all spherical mirrors where we come across the spherical mirrors. So today's two spherical mirrors we have taken. One is concave mirror. The mirror inside is polished and the outside is rough surface. See, if the mirror coating on the outside of the spherical surface, then the mirror is called as the concave mirror. You don't need to draw. You draw this much is enough. This diagram is more than enough to represent a concave mirror. Just a surface and in the other side. I'll show next class little more in a different way. And for a convex mirror, this is for a concave mirror, and for a convex mirror, the white outside bulged side is a reflecting surface and the other side it is a rough surface. I hope you are clear. So these are the different ways in which the mirror is represented. So children, in today's class we have studied about reflection of light, laws of reflection, types of reflection, and the spherical mirror. The two spherical mirrors we have taken. One is a concave mirror and another one is a convex mirror. Children, please go through the textbook pages. I have already sent it to you in the PDF format. Next class onwards, I can give homework to you. Up to today's class, it is a basic only we are saying. I hope you understood. Thank you. We will meet in the next class.